Hey, Mark, funny to see you here.
Hey, I was just wondering, do you still have a moment to give me a tour of this project?
Yeah, come on in. I'd love to show you around.
All right, first question, rapid fire.
Yeah.
What do people notice when they walk into this project?
Oh, when people first walk into this project, they notice this very tall fireplace that draws their eyes up to the vaulted ceiling and then the 8-foot diameter fan.
Wow. Um, Cory, if you
Yeah.
had to describe the Kynett in just 3 words, what would they be?
I would have to say one of them being opulent, the other one being restful, and then the third one probably being functional, much like this dining room.
Yeah, I can totally see that. What was the wildest request you had to incorporate into this project?
The wildest request had to have been this elevator right here. This thing was quite the challenge for this build.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Which part of the Kynett are you secretly most proud of?
I would have to say the part I'm secretly proud of would be this glass partition wall that comes off the kitchen into this living room.
Oh, that's sick.
Gorgeous.
How many cups of coffee did it take for you to complete this project?
I think it took around 100 million Dunkin' Macchiatos to finish this puppy out.
That's pretty specific. What's the most ridiculous construction myth that you have to debunk over and over?
The most ridiculous construction myth is what to do with plumbing on an exterior wall.
I can see that. What was the biggest challenge during this build?
I would have to say outside of that elevator we just looked at would have to be this floating staircase. This floating staircase was never supposed to be in the design. We incorporated it later in the project, put in the proper framing for it, took out the old construction staircase, and then put this thing in after it was done in production. The subs did not like me for the longest time because they had to use a ladder to get up and down. Big pain, but we made it safe.
So if the Kynett were a celebrity, who would it be?
Mark, that's easy. That's Christian Bale as Batman.
Why is that?
Well, because this is your Bat lair, and your Batmobile is down in your garage, of course, and you have an elevator that can let you off all the way up here.
So talking about the elevator, how many levels is it?
Well, it can take you from your Bat cave all the way to the rooftop deck, so you can send out the bat signal when you're ready.
What's one design feature people are always surprised by?
Mark, one design feature that people are always surprised by in this house is the amount of square footage it has. It has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and it packs quite the punch.
What was your favorite part of collaborating on this downtown project?
My favorite collaboration on this downtown project would have been the rooftop deck. Even though I'm terrified of heights, it was definitely a blast to build and had an amazing time with the subcontractor that did it for us.
So you're going to show that to us, right?
Maybe. We'll see.
All right. Well, would you rather design a skyscraper or a cozy cabin in the woods?
That's easy, Mark. Probably a cozy cabin in the woods. And the reason for that is one, I'm terrified of heights. 2, I love cozy because that's the Midwest design aesthetic.
What's the most important thing people should know before starting a custom build?
Oh, Mark, that's a great question. I think the most important thing people should know before starting a custom build is the all-in cost associated with the build itself. It can be very expensive sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, if you could add one crazy feature to the Kynett that wasn't practical, what would it be?
I would have to say one crazy feature I would add would be a fireman's pole. I've always wanted one as a kid, and I think it'd be a perfect fit for here.
All right, and if you had a superpower on the job site, what would that be?
Well, if I had a superpower, Mark, I'd be flying. That way I wouldn't have to take so many stairs to get up here.
Okay. Now, I got a question. What's the one tool you can't live without?
One tool I couldn't live without, and I don't know how people did, would be an oscillating tool. It can get you out of quite the predicament sometimes.
Who has the cooler job, Cory? Me as the realtor or you as the builder?
Mark, honestly, we both have a cool job because at the end of the day, we get to deliver this house to become a home for an awesome family.
All right, I gotta ask you, how do you blow off steam after a stressful day on the construction site?
That's an easy question. How I blow off steam is down in the garage. I like to rip through gears on the city streets.
Nice. So, what advice would you give someone considering a project like this?
Back to your question that was really good, Mark, I would have to say it's knowing the all-in cost so you don't get stuck with an expensive project.
All right, last question. If the Kynett could speak, what would it say?
Please sell me to a loving family to take care of me for a long time to come.